Hey.
Yo, it's Thursday night, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's a Chicago Sports Podcast. You got my man Leroy Pinky, the female, my man DJ, and my man Paris with the energy getting himself together. How's the night, fellas? How's the night? How was the night?
Good.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm so ready for next Thursday, bro. Y'all just don't know. I ain't never been excited for the draft.
That's what it is.
I'm
Speaking
ready.
of the draft, let's go ahead and get straight up into this. Will Marvin Harrison Jr. go to the Bears? I'm going to start with you, Paris. What do you think, my man?
I think the Cardinals are going to take him at number 4. Honestly, I think they're taking him. I think they're going to take him. He's only had a visit with us, and he's had a visit with the Cardinals, and I think they're going to take him. I mean, Kyler Murray, he needs another big weapon. Another thing, if Poles really does wants to trade for him, he will. I think the Cardinals will probably ask for a little bit too much, and I don't think Poles is going to bite into it. He will probably just sit at 9, and he'll take whoever falls there, whether it's Roma Duze. And I also heard yesterday saying that they may take Brock Bowers.
I heard that too.
But I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to take. I think the Cardinals are going to take him number 4 overall, and they're going to put him with Kyler Murray. I think they're going to take him. I don't think they're trading out of that pick.
Okay. Sounds good. What about you, BJ? What you think, my brother?
I'm with Paris on that. I don't think the Bears are going to get Marvin Harrison. Even if they trade, I mean, I think it'll be too steep of a price to trade up to go get him. You know, I mean, I'm with trying to win now, and instead of holding on assets to win now, but I think that we would have to give away too much in order to move up 5 spots. So, I kind of already got it out of my mind that Marvin Harrison is just not coming to Chicago. I already got that out of my tunnel vision. So, I don't expect it. But you never know. You never know what may happen. But I don't expect it.
What about you, Pinky?
They're going to want too much for him.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm gonna have to disagree with you guys. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, with? How you doing? What up, Mike? You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat, what's going on? So for me, I don't think Arizona's gonna stay at 4. I think that the teams that want a quarterback are going to offer Arizona and the Chargers, draft capital that they can't pass up. And with that being said, I feel that even if Arizona stays at 4, I don't think they actually go after MHJ. I honestly think they take Neighbors instead.
I can see that too.
Oh,
I mean, honestly, they're not too far off each other. They're pretty comparable.
The reason why I say they take Neighbors is because Neighbor fits the Arizona offense as currently constructed by the former Eagles defensive coordinator / now the head coach of the Cardinals. His philosophy is, he's going to be more of a defensive guy, but he's going to want that home run threat kind of wide receiver that they had with AJ Brown, just like a smaller version of him. So he's going to want that kind of guy on his squad. Marvin Harrison is the total package, but he may not fit what they're looking for.
I don't know why.
They have a lot of they do have a lot of taller receivers on that. They did bring in some tall receivers, red zone target kind of guys to that team already. So I don't see it being something that could they still grab him? Yeah, but in my opinion, the fact that he really showed, even though he went to their to meet with them, from all appearances, it seems like it was going to the Cardinals is more of an afterthought. He really didn't have interest in going there, but he went there because that's the only team that he felt like he had to go to another team to try out for. So, and he did it in more, and from what I'm hearing, it was more of out of respect for Larry Fitzgerald, a person that he's trained with. So it was more out of respect for him more than anything. So
somebody gonna take him.
Yeah, the Bears.
Oh yeah.
I
hope.
Bears are. I honestly think the
Cheryl in
Bears
the
are going to trade up
comments.
to the 5th or 6th pick. I think they're going to trade up because I think Arizona's going to probably trade down. Honestly, I think Arizona trades down because they won't be able to say no to that they get, and the Chargers may trade with the Bears or they trade with the Giants to get the guy that to get Mark. Get.
I don't
Marvin
even think it. Y'all really believe the Giants are going to take a quarterback?
The
Yes.
Giants
No,
will be
no.
taking a quarterback.
You think so? You think so?
The Giants
I don't think they.
With that contract of Daniel?
No,
Daniel Jones sucks. Yes.
Daniel Jones is
he
still
do
hurt.
suck, but they need
He's
some wide
hurt.
receivers and
That
they need an
contract-
offensive line, bro.
That contract is too hard. I mean, they would be like Denver. They'll do exactly what Denver did with Russ and put themselves in cap hell.
But the difference between Russ and Daniels being hurt, they have outs. He got hurt, so they have injury outs. They can recoup most of that money because of him being hurt. They can use an injury settlement to get most of that money back. So they have a way of getting that money back, one way or another. And the other thing is, his contract wasn't as lucrative as the way Russell Wilson's had his contract rolled up. They can find a way to get some of that money, get out of his situation. They can bite the bullet on it this year, next year, and they'll be just fine with the rookie quarterback. Start over, bite the bullet, and then you got a fresh start with a better quarterback, a guy that you know for sure is your guy. Instead of because Brian Daboll, like I said, he didn't draft him.
Brian Day was on the hot seat.
He didn't.
He didn't.
But what?
He wants to save himself time. If Brian Daboll wants to save himself time, and a new GM,
I don't think he's gonna be on the. I don't think he's gonna be on the hot seat.
Nah, he is. He is.
You think? Ain't no
Daniels
way, man.
Daniels is out of there.
Yeah, but with the Marvin Harrison thing, I don't see the Bears. I don't see him falling past 5 or 6. So the only way the Bears are getting if they do trade up, but I don't think they're going to trade up because Neighbors or Rome is going to be there, and it's not too much. Like BJ said, it's not too much of a distance.
Yeah, it's not a big drop off. It's not a big drop off.
This wide receiver core in the draft is the strongest position throughout the whole draft. So I'm more convinced these guys are more home runs than the quarterbacks. So that's why I don't think the Bears will do. I don't think the Bears need to trade up to get. I won't be disappointed. I'll tell you that. But I think it would be smart for Patriots to stay at 9 and wait till one of those guys fall, which they're going to.
You mean Pose? You mean Pose? You said Pace, bro.
You gotta put money into the swear. Then you gotta put money into the swear jar.
I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in, man. I'm going to put it in. But yeah, I don't think that's why I don't see Pose trading up because one of those guys going to fall to him. So that's my whole thing with that. So I don't.
If they don't see the only way I feel like if none of those teams trade back, they gonna all take wide receivers, bro. I think Chargers,
think so.
Giants.
No,
you don't think so?
I don't think so.
No.
These
I think Giants taking a receiver, bro.
But you got to think. You got to also think about the needs.
Their offensive line is whack. Their wide receiver core is whack. They need a receiver core in their offensive line. I can't see them going on quarterback just yet, bro. Ain't no way.
But here you go, Pirates. But the thing, Pirates, you got to remember, Daniel Jones, he has a problem staying healthy, my man. He has a serious problem. He's just not.
You right.
And then you got to also.
I mean, if they take a quarterback, it's gonna help us. So if they take a quarterback though, I'll be happy with that because that way one of those wide receivers is going really far away, and we'll take one. So if they do, hey, more power to us.
What's your thoughts, BJ?
Go ahead.
So my thought is, the wide receivers look like a little shiny object out there. Like, man, everybody should want one of these wide receivers. But then you got to think about the needs of each team. And all the teams that are lined up in the top 10, not all of them need receivers. So why waste a draft pick on a receiver just because, they're available when you can go and get a special talent that you need?
The Chargers
versus a one.
They need one.
So
they need
the
a receiver, though.
need a
Chargers,
receiver because they gave up all their receivers. They gave up all their receivers. So I would think that the Chargers may. But again, I think they might go in a different direction. They may. I don't know. I don't know.
Let me know what you think. Pink, you ready to go off?
Yeah, my thing is, first off, Paris, next time you bring snacks, you gotta have enough for everybody to share, brother. And second of
Decent,
all,
great. All right.
yeah, but but the thing is that after following the draft so far and paying attention to what most of these teams need, wide receiver is not one of them. That is why I believe two of, or if not all three wide receivers fall to the Bears. Honestly. And the thing is, people keep assuming, because everyone's assuming that the Chargers need a wide receiver because they got rid of the wide receivers, some of the wide receivers, they only got these young body, big receivers. People forget, what's the one thing that Jim Harbaugh likes to do? He likes to
Run the ball. Run the ball. Yeah. He likes to run the ball. So he could go to offensive tackle.
Receivers like that anymore. He wants receivers who can block. Yes, those top guys, the top flight guys can block, but they're going to want the ball. So guess what? He is going after either Joe Alt, offensive line firepower to protect his quarterback from when they do pass, or he's going to go offensive line. So that's what he's going to do. They are not looking. They are not looking for anything besides offensive and defensive line help. He's going to build within the trenches. He is old-fashioned that way. It's what he did when he was at Michigan. It's what he did when he was with San Francisco. Is what he's going to do here That's what he's going to do over there with the LA Chargers. He's going to build within the trenches first, because they have enough draft capital where they can trade back a couple times and get talented receivers in the second, third, fourth round. That's what they're going to do. And again, like I said, Arizona has so many other needs besides wide receiver, like their offensive line as well. They might be a team that might be in play to take one of those big tackles or guards themselves, because they don't want Kyler Murray to sit on the injured again because he was running for his life. So
and they took a tackle last year, but they took Paris Johnson, but he sucked last year. He didn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Didn't help that he didn't fit the system either.
Yeah. Hold on. It's the comment that I seen from Michael. This one right here. You guys concerned at all that Marv could be a diva if he forces his way to Chicago?
No. I don't think that's his personality.
Do I have concerns? Yes.
Absolutely. I don't.
You should have that concern with every wide receiver, because every wide receiver is wired that way at some point in time. Every wide receiver. Even DJ's got a little bit of that. You could tell when he looks at the media. He's just low-key about it. But every wide receiver is wired to be that way because they're the man on the island. They feel they're the best athlete on the planet, and the ball should always come to them because they feel they are always open.
I got a question for you guys.
That man. So all wide receivers in some shape, form, fashion is a diva. Now him forcing his way to Chicago ain't no different than when Eli forced his way to the Giants. So if it's good for quarterbacks, it's good for wide receivers. Now if we start seeing
I see no problem with it. If you want to come to Chicago, come on, shoot, I'll take him.
Oh yeah.
So look
he's still one of my dream. He's still one of my dream picks.
So look here, guys. I don't think he's a diva because his personality just doesn't show that. And I would also say this: he has a similar personality like his dad, and his dad wasn't like that. His dad was pretty chill, low key.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
I'm just saying. No.
I'm talking about the comment. No, I'm talking about the comment.
You wildin', Scrub.
Yeah, you can't.
You wildin', bro. You wildin'.
Oh, that's terrible.
Wow. Come on, man. That's wild.
So I mean, if you
have this on another video, you might have to turn that down.
Hey, yeah, Paris, you gotta check your own audio, my man.
Yeah, it's kind of loud in the background.
Yeah, you might have to turn down your background audio that you got. So if you got something else playing in the background.
Y'all good now?
Yeah, it sounds okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, I don't hear
all right.
now. There we go.
There you go.
I think I had my volume turned up on my phone. That's what it probably was.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that Marvin Harrison Jr. has that personality where he's going to make a scene or who's eating chips.
Bears eating chips. Nah, he ain't sharing. He not
I know,
sharing
right?
though.
These grapes, by the way, I'm eating grapes. I'm eating some grapes to get my fruit on. You know,
Oh,
I
see,
got some apples right here.
now you really being selfish, bro. You over here eating good shit, bro. Man, yeah, put us in. Yeah, hook us in on that. My bad, BJ. What you saying, homie?
So I'm just saying that I don't feel like he's a diva at all. I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, I've watched him play for at least the last 2 years, and I did not see that. Even I just didn't see it. Now I wasn't around. Of course I wasn't around him like doing practice and stuff like that, so I didn't see that. But in the games, that's when usually they show it. You didn't see that from him. You didn't see that from him. And
Yeah.
I think people think that. I think people think he's a diva because he didn't participate at the combine and he didn't go to the pro day. He didn't have any meetings with people, and that's not no big deal to me at all.
It's not. And you got to also think about who's in his ear.
His father.
His dad probably told him, like, look, man, you don't need
His dad probably said, forget about all that. Just focus on the draft and get ready for the NFL. Ain't no big deal. I mean, Caleb Williams, he didn't even participate in the combine. He did his pro day though.
His agent could have told him that. So you just don't know who's in his ear. I don't think he made that decision himself. I'm sure somebody helped him come to that decision.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all wilding, bro, in these comments.
Yeah, the chat's
go back to that comment. Go back to that comment. What did it say? Go back to that comment.
Dustin.
Say you should try to catch some grapes in your mouth, Paris.
Paris, please don't do that. Don't do it, Paris. Don't do it, Paris.
We can't have you choking on air.
Don't do it.
We have you choking on live. So please, we appreciate the question, man. So, should we trade up or down as we sit right now? If it were me, depending on what's there, let's say MSJ and Rome's of Doomsday or Neighbors is gone,
then I'm trading back.
Then I would trade back because then you can still maybe get Bowers or another edge rusher. Like I would trade down, but that's only if 2 of the 3 wide receivers are gone and you know that you may not get a Doomsday or something. So if those 3 receivers are gone, I'm trading down. But if 2 of the 3 receivers that I want are still there, I'm going to stay back and just make a decision. And, toss it up and see which one.
Would y'all be willing to take Brock Bowers if he's there?
No.
Would y'all take him? Y'all want Brock Bowers?
No.
I would.
Brock Bowers is a luxury pick. I don't think that's a need. I think at 9, if we're going to stay at 9, we need to get a need versus a luxury pick.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's not a need because in our scheme that we run, correct me if I'm wrong, Q, the Shane Waldron uses multiple tight end sets where he runs 3 tight end sets. So we're gonna need all the tight ends we can get that can catch the ball. So I don't think that he's a luxury pick, in my opinion. He's a need. He's just not that high up on the hierarchy of what we need for Caleb to be successful, is what I'm saying. Maybe I think that as far as the ranking of talent wise, he's like number 3 in the skill position bracket. That's all. So if a Doomsday and Neighbors is available and he's still available, I'm going to take a Doomsday or Neighbors before I take Bowers. Now, if it's just Bowers, Joe Alt, and some other wide receiver like Brian Thomas Jr., I'm going to take Bowers because he's just.
I think Tennessee takes him. Tennessee takes Joe Alt. I think they take him.
I think Alt's gone
Tennessee
way before.
Titans.
Joe Alt's gone way before then. He's going in the top 5 most likely. He's gone. He's going to be gone. Some team's going to trade up to get him. He won't get past the Giants. Joe Alt's gone. He won't be there for the Bears for sure.
True.
In my opinion.
All right, hold up. But let me tell you about something else, my fellas. You have the Chicago Sportscast, Monster of the Madhouse. The voice of Chicago sports fans, proudly brought to you by Rivertown Taven, Chicago's guaranteed great dine and sports time. Go check it out. You're sure to have a good time. Go support, go spend that bread, and talk some Chicago sports all day long. Yes, sir. All right. So my question to you guys is, so now you said you want to trade back, and I'm gonna start with you on this, Pinky. If all three of them are gone, who is your first choice? And that choice is gone. Do you trade back even more, or you just go, you get somebody for need right there?
I trade back and get the biggest haul I can get with the pick. I trade to the highest bidder, but that's me. If the guys that I want that are on my board are not there at that value, and I trade back as far as I can get, try to get the King's ransom at 9. That's what I do.
What about you, my man BJ? What you got, man?
So yeah, I'm with Pinky on that. If the guys are not there at 9, so here's my thing, Phil. If none of the 3 receivers are there at 9, I'm probably going to trade back because you can still, you could probably get a couple to 3 picks out of that, depending on how far you go back, and you can get a receiver, you can get an edge rusher, and you could get an offensive lineman if you choose to go that route, or a tight end with those 3 picks for that 1 pick. So,
So that's what I'm saying. But my question it really is, how many times are you willing to trade back in that first round? Go ahead, Paris. How many times are you willing to trade back in the first round?
I wouldn't trade back too far. I'll trade back. I will consider trading back with the Saints. They love trading. They love trade up. So I would try to get a deal done with them, and I would probably take a Brian Thomas Jr. if they go wide receiver, or if they want to get an edge, take Latu.
If he's available.
Yes, if he's available, take him. Take him or Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't go too far. I wouldn't go no further than 18. I wouldn't go no further.
I won't go past 14.
Yeah.
For me,
it'd be hard.
I will go as far as trading all the way down to like 22, 23. So that's as far as I would go because there's so much rich in talent with players that have first round grades that will most likely fall to the second and third round. That it's yeah.
It's this comment right here
for the Bears, in my opinion.
I think that's right on point from Smitty. Minnesota holds the keys to the draft. If they get number 4, I'm trading with the Chargers at 9 and Carolina in 2nd. Minnesota does everything. One of the receivers being there all depends on where Minnesota does. I agree with that too.
Minnesota, they desperate. They need them a quarterback. They're desperate. I mean, I got one of my best friends. He's a Vikings fan. He is dying for a quarterback, and he wants JJ McCarthy.
I don't see.
He wants JJ McCarthy. I told him, shoot.
I know why he.
To me, man, he's getting that hype like Zach Wilson. I'm not saying he's gonna be a bust or anything. I think if he goes to a team like Minnesota, he can be successful. But he's giving me that he get that hype like Zach Wilson to me, bro.
I'm not the biggest JJ McCarthy. I'm not the biggest JJ fan. But you ain't gonna step in and say you getting that Zach Wilson hype, bro. No.
He getting that Zach Wilson hype, bro.
That's disrespectful, man. That's disrespectful.
He getting that Zach Wilson hype, bro. Yeah, to me, he getting that Zach Wilson hype.
You bugging, man. That's disrespectful.
Well, I know what he means by the hype. Meaning like he's being pumped up to be better.
Yeah. Like they want honestly they're talking like that. He should go in the top 5 or something. No, he shouldn't go no dang top 5. That's the way they be talking. He should be a top 5 pick. Even so some people were saying that he should go number 2 to the Commanders. I'm like, oh, okay, now y'all reaching now. Number 2, no.
That's the whole beauty of the combine and the once the scouting starts, scouts tend to pick up things that they hadn't seen before, especially when you get the combine, the All Pro Day and stuff like that. Everybody always jumps up to this one thing. So what you think about that, BJ?
No, absolutely not. He absolutely not.
No, as
And
far as Minnesota holding the keys to the draft.
okay, I thought we were talking about. Okay.
No.
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Well, maybe because they could disrupt things. They could disrupt things because then it could alter how the receiving group gets picked. Because if they trade up, then I don't know. I mean, it could disrupt some things, possibly. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, Minnesota is definitely the key. But to say that JJ isn't top 5 is a little blasphemous because after all, he beat half of the quarterbacks that's on there. It's on the list that's rated here for a national title. So
He had to do nothing.
Yeah, he did. He's the leader of that team. Without a quarterback, that team don't go nowhere. He did it without his head coach for 6 of those games this year. Keep that in mind. He did not have his head coach for 6 of those games. Jim Harbaugh was not there leading the charge. He had to do it. He had the defensive coordinator of all guys, helping out. Yeah, you had your offensive coordinator, but he has no head coaching experience. 0.
Pinky, my brother, man.
This
I
man
love you,
owns.
man.
This man owns.
There's no way in the world.
Your Big Ten
I
bias is
disagree.
gone,
I
bro.
disagree.
You can say that all you want. Yeah, I know what you're saying, BJ, but I'm telling you, you don't win national titles being trash. I'm sorry, you just don't. And it's not like
I don't think he was the reason why they won though.
How many times he threw that ball in that championship game? Didn't he throw the ball like 10 times in that game?
He didn't throw it that much. They ran the ball mostly. I think in the fourth quarter they didn't even pass the ball at all.
He had more than 27 passes in that game. Over 70% completion percentage.
Well,
he had like 100 something yards. I thought Washington was going to get him in that game anyway. I picked Washington to win that game.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, but I have a question for you guys.
Man, that's why you hate it, because you lost some money on that. That's why you mad
No.
at
We all know every draft is always something we don't want the GM to do. I'm gonna start off with you, Pinky. What is it that you do not want Poles to do this draft?
Trade the first pick. Don't do it. Don't be stupid and trade that first pick. Don't overthink it.
Well,
he ain't trading that pick.
First overall pick.
Huh?
He ain't trading that pick. That's not happening.
Like
this ain't Ryan Pace, bro. He's taking Caleb Williams.
Only thing look, as far as I'm concerned, that is literally the only thing that Ryan Poles can do that would be stupid or dumb. That's it. Anything else he does is gravy. It's a genius.
I agree with you, Pink.
It's house money. In my opinion, it's house money. Once you get Caleb, it's house money. You can't go wrong. If he trade down a bunch of times, if he trades down 3 times in the first round and we wind up with like 6 second-round picks or something, look, it's a win. If we stay at 9, we get a high blue chip player, it's a win. We trade down once and just get a decent haul, it's a win. It will not matter. As long as I see Caleb Williams' name come across that board, I am a happy man. That's it. I'm gonna have my I'm gonna have my El Bendino, tequila on one end, and I'm gonna have my Hennessy in the other. That's it. I'm gonna drink up, I'm gonna be happy. I might have to make sure it's recorded because I may not remember half of the stuff that's happening after the first pick because I'm gonna be celebrating. So yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, let me know what you do not want Poles to do, BJ.
So I don't want him to mess up this number 1 pick. That's the only thing I don't want him to do. Is mess up the number 1 pick. And I say that because history is not on the Bears side. And so I mean I'm pretty certain that he's going to make the right decision. But history tells me that you better tread lightly because you better tread lightly. So I'm just hoping that he doesn't second guess it and pick somebody else. I'm not worried about him trading the pick because I know they're going to use the pick, but I'm just hoping that he doesn't decide to pick somebody else. You know, I'm convinced. You know, I wasn't for a long time, but I'm convinced that Caleb is going to be the right quarterback for us.
Yeah, I'm on board too now.
Yeah, and I just now hope that is the direction that they are, which they're showing it, but that's the direction they go. And not, I hope, I pray they don't try and draft Drake May. I just feel it. I feel it in my heart that they might want to do that.
This ain't Ryan Pace, man.
This is not Pace, bro. That was like a decade ago, bro. That was a decade ago. You gotta move. I'm still traumatized too, bro. But you don't trade Justin Fields. You don't trade Justin Fields and don't draft Caleb Williams, bro. You don't do that. There's no way he got rid of Fields just to not take Caleb Williams. There's no way.
Right,
I know Poe's got a better brain than that.
So Paris, same question to you, man. What is it that you do not want Poes to do in this draft?
I kind of agree with what Pink and BJ just said. Do not mess up that number 1 overall pick. Take Caleb Williams. You don't trade Justin Fields and don't take a Caleb Williams type guy. Take Caleb Williams. And another thing, I got whatever he does with this number 9 pick, whether it's a trade back or he takes a player, that player has to be a blue chip player. He has to be a blue chip player. This is the first time since 1965 that we had 2 picks in the top 10. And those 2 players was Dick Buckus and Gale Sayers. That was back in 1965, bro. My grandma was, my grandma was 20. My grandma was 20 in her 20s, bro, when this happened. She 81 now, bro. That's how long it's been. So this is going to be the last time that we probably ever pick in the top 10, hopefully. So he has to get it right with this 1st and 9th pick. It's got to be the right decision. And they both got to be blue chip players. So take Caleb Williams. Don't let history repeat it. Don't think a lot and say, well, hey, maybe this guy not the one to take another quarterback. Don't take no Drake, mate. It's got to be Caleb Williams.
Yeah. So there's 2 things that the Bears have done to kind of reverse their history. Last year, being able to trade for that, big haul, and then, making history having the first overall pick 2 years in a row. It's never happened for the Chicago Bears. And this is the first time that the Bears will be able to – the Bears are one of the only franchises who've never had the first overall pick to draft a quarterback. You've never had the first overall pick as a franchise. And now –
we did have it. We had it back in 41 and 47.
Yeah, but we never
remember that?
We never drafted a quarterback with the first overall pick.
No, we ain't never drafted no QB at number 1. No, we ain't never drafted no quarterback at number 1.
Never do that. So we're the only franchise to never
40, man.
I
don't remember.
Okay, cool. I have a question for you guys. Now we all do expectations, right? We're not gonna talk about Caleb Wood expectations. I think we all have high expectations for him. So what numbers? Let's say if they grab any one of these receivers in that 9th pick, what numbers do you expect this rookie receiver to come up? He's gonna be in a crowded receiving room. So what's the realistic numbers that you expect from any one of these receivers that get picked by the Bears? Well, I'm gonna start with you, BJ. Go ahead, man.
I would say I'm gonna be realistic here. I'm gonna say 550 to 600 yards, and I'll say about between 3 and 5 touchdowns, maybe.
Because he is going to be in the deep room.
Yeah, I mean he's going. I mean, you got to think about it. It's going to be a crowded receiving room. Then you got 2 tight ends that are going to carve the attention. What is it?
Yeah, okay, so I got to do the Henny. Gotta be the Henny.
That Henny is disgusting, bro. You have to get you on something else, man.
So yeah, I don't think that they're going to have an explosive year. I mean, they could, but then it's going to cut in. It's going to cut into the 2 vets. But I think the 2 vets are going to get the bulk of the touches. because they understand the NFL game better than the rookie would.
Okay. Go ahead, Pinky. Let me know what you're thinking, my brother.
Well, first off, I want to address the Facebook user. If you log in on StreamYard or through Facebook or YouTube, you'll be able to get your name featured, so we can give you a shout out for you. But I'm doing this to kind of self promote myself. That he's saying that I was right and I had a valid argument
That's
about
your
what
Big
I
Ten
said about
bias
JJ.
showing.
Huh?
That's your Big Ten bias showing.
Yes, it is. And then said half the season without a head coach, went undefeated. He's just bringing that out there. So go ahead and read that. So you can read that at your leisure. That I was right. Go ahead with that part. And and for me, as far as what I feel, whatever receiver it depends on which receiver we get, honestly. But I would have to say, depending on whichever receiver we get, they're most likely. I honestly feel that whichever receiver we get in the building, because of the fact that we have the other two stud receivers, they're going to wind up. That receiver's going to wind up with over 1,000 yards.
Who, the rookie?
Yes.
No,
The rookie?
I don't know about that.
Hear me out.
That's big of a.
You want it? The reason why is because of the tight end sets. Because of the tight end sets that we run with Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet has established himself as a target. Gerald Everett has established himself as more of a target in the intermediate routes, along with Keenan Allen, who's familiar with the system that we're going to be running. He's going to be the first down guy, meaning he's going to garner attention from the linebackers going in through the middle. Whichever receiver we get is going to be covered by someone who is literally like a slot corner or your third or fourth best wide receiver. And they're going to be off coverage because they're not going to understand what he's out there to do. And if he's a speedster, which is all three of those guys, they're going to be either outmatched, outsized for whoever that third or fourth corner, because your third or fourth corner isn't exactly walking around big like Cam Chancellor. They're going to be a guy who's 5'10", 5'9", mostly they're in nickel coverage. So you're going to have an undersized guy who may not be fast enough, and if they're fast enough, they're not going to be strong enough to out-muscle this wide receiver. And they're going to get single coverage every single game. So they're going to have the opportunity to get somebody deep, get chunk plays, 25, 35 yards, a pop. You got DeAndre Swift coming out the backfield. That's going to eat up most of the attention right there. Teams are going to try to cheat up to keep us from going, trying to stop the big plays, and we're going to have the open field for that young wide receiver to just eat up everything. You really think they're going to leave single coverage on DJ or Keenan Allen? Are you seriously thinking that's what's going to happen? That they just going to sit there and go man to man against all our receivers?
Pinky, you got me thinking top 5 offense this year, huh?
That's going to happen. You really think these people?
You got me thinking this. You making it seem like it's about to be the greatest show on Turf Rams or something.
We can't be. Hello, the guy came from the Rams system. Look what he did with Puka Nacua.
I'm talking about the greatest show on Turf Rams, bro. I'm talking about the greatest show on Turf Rams with Kurt Warner and them.
They had an Andrew Cooper Cup and a Jefferson dude for half the season, and another dude who was a no-name dude before Puka Nacua took his spot. And how many yards did Puka put up?
Go ahead, B. I'm gonna get to you, Pass. Go ahead, BJ.
So that all sounds great.
The Rams had almost 3 receivers with over 1,000 yards. Had Jefferson not been traded, they would have had 3 receivers with over 1,000 yards, and it wouldn't have been close.
Okay, I hear you. But the issue is we have a rookie quarterback that's coming in. That rookie quarterback is not going to be Peyton Manning his first year. I just don't see it. I don't see him being lights out his first year. He's a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes. It's going to be a learning curve. You know?
Can I bring up one thing real quick to you, BJ? Mm-hmm. Despite his record being as bad as it was to give us the first pick, Bryce Young had over 3,000 yards, and he had how many touchdowns did he have? He had almost 25 touchdowns. We have his offensive coordinator here, and they didn't have a line. They had nothing. This man threw for over 3,000 yards. with no receivers. He had a guy like me out there with my bow legs limping, playing wide receiver for him out there, and this man got 3,000 yards out of him. So if Bryce Young, who had a terrible team, threw for 3,000 yards, can do that.
I got a question for you.
Williams, and we got DJ, we got Keenan Allen, we got Cole Kmet, and a rookie who's most likely going to be over 6'2" or above coming in here. And plus, we got Gerald Everett, and we have a better offensive line than more than half of the teams in the league right now, because rated out, even with all the injuries, the Bears rated out as a top 15 offensive line last year. And that's despite the failures and the ineptitude of the play calling.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't, our offensive line may have been bad, but we were middle of the pack. And that was nowhere near what Caleb had at USC. He had what we had 10 years ago as an offensive line. And you saw what he did there. Yes, I know it's college, but that translates.
Okay. So back to Carolina. Back to Carolina. Carolina had no choice but to pass the ball. They didn't have no run game.
They did. They had Hubbard. Yeah. They had Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. But their run game wasn't like what the Bears have. And the Bears run game is even better this year. It's going to be better this year. So I envision them running the ball and passing. So
Carolina ran the ball on us. Carolina ran the ball almost 100 yards on us. So they can run the ball.
I'm talking about. Go ahead, BJ. Now I'm gonna come to you, Paris. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, on a whole scale, I think the Bears are going to be more balanced, especially with a rookie quarterback. They're not going to just throw him to the wolves and just have him just throw the ball 50 times a game. I just don't see that.
Waldron wasn't there. My bad. He was in Seattle.
I don't see that. I see them being a little balanced, a little more balanced, where they're running the ball and utilizing the passing. Just because you don't want to put all that stress on your top prize rookie quarterback. You want to give him an opportunity to work his way into the system. That's my take on it. That's my take on it. We don't know until it actually pans out, but that's my take on it.
Now to you, Paris, with the question: what's your expectations on one receivers if they fall to the Bears? What's the numbers you're looking at? Realistic numbers.
I say around 500 or 600 yards. I can't see him getting 1,000 when you already got two veteran 1,000-yard receivers.
But okay.
I only see 500 or 600.
Now let me piggyback off. If that rookie has 1,000 yards, that Bears offense is gonna be top 5.
Yeah,
top 5. But realistically, I don't see it. I see like 600-700. 700, 4 touchdowns, which isn't bad because he's gonna be in crowded receiving room, so which isn't bad.
But then Pinky did have a point though when he said that about Keenan and DJ. They're not gonna get single coverage every play. They're gonna get double up at times, and that's gonna give that rookie more opportunities. But for him to get 1,000 yards, I still doubt that happens. But we'll see.
I don't doubt it happening. Seeing you guys think about what we were doing with just one receiver getting over 1,000 yards, and we had Cole Kmet. We only had two guys that were our options with Justin Fields, and let's face it, he didn't necessarily have the requisite tools, and he had what we call that stage fright, that seeing shadows. So Caleb's not going to have that fear. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be afraid to throw the ball because he's going to trust the process. The team is going to be built around his skill set. He's going to have the advantage that Justin didn't have. They're going to make the offense easier for him because they're going to build on his strength, things that he's good at. Rolling out the pocket, finding 2 or 3 guys down the seam, only have to make 2 or 3 reads, boom. Cut the field in half when he rolls out. He's going to have that advantage. And he's gotten you. We all see how strong that man's arm is. DJ can go get it. Neighbors, if we get him, can go get it. A Doomsday, we damn sure know he can go get it. Like,
oh yeah,
like
even Jay, even though
Lord help the league if we can get Marvin Harrison Jr. Lord help the league if we can get him because we damn sure know he can get it. You seen the dude? He had me throwing him the football at Ohio State. So we already know whichever one of these receivers we get is going to be money.
True.
And the fact that the league won't have much tape on him is going to be the reason why he's going to take advantage of a lot of stuff out there. There's tape on Keenan. There's tape on DJ, but not in this offense.
True.
So
Yeah, but let me.
as a defensive coordinator, you're going to do what you know best, and that's cover the veteran guys, cover Cole Kmet, shadow Jared Everett if he does a crossing route. You know, these are things that you know about them on tape. And guess what? The offensive coordinator is going to see that the defensive coordinator is going to try to do those things. And guess what? They don't know that he can hit that seam route. You know what I'm saying? Here's a little area pocket in this defense when we run this route. We're going to have these guys run this route. You're going to be wide open here. There may be like one or two guys you got to make miss. Guess what? Ball comes out on a quick slant. This guy going down the field. You got all the guys, your veterans, running routes this way. The field shifting this way. You got one guy trying to chase a wide receiver who run a 4.29 or a 4.3 going streaking across the field this way. And everybody's sitting here worried about DJ in there. And boom, he got 15 yards and nothing but daylight down the field.
From your mouth to my ears, my brother. I hope that's the way it is.
Run plays. That's what I'm saying.
If that's the way it is, boy, this offense gonna be sick.
It's going to be 1,000 yards. There's going to be an emphasis on creativity of opening up, mismatches. There's going to be mismatches, and trust me, the rookie is going to be the one benefiting from most of them. Maybe not in the red zone because he doesn't have the experience yet, and he won't be trusted as much yet in those situations. But in between the 20s is where he's going to get most of his most of his yardage. He may not be the team leader in touchdown receptions, but because Keenan Allen and DJ are just going to be those guys after the 20 yards. You're going to try to get those guys the ball because they know how to do it yet. They know how to do it, but the rookie is going to get his. I'm telling you.
True. But hold up, fellas. Let me just thank everybody that's tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate it, man. From the bottom of our hearts, you're the ones that keep this going. Please like and subscribe. And there was a comment up there, which is I think we might see it. It's looking to be set up that way. Caleb Williams will be Rookie of the Year. It looks like it's setting up that way. So yes, I will be extremely happy. Because in my lifetime, I've never seen that as a Bears fan. None of us has, unless you pull up one of Paris's old school trivia things. So other than that, yes, I do think Caleb Williams will win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
he should. That's my expectations. My expectations for him are extremely high. If you're generational, be generational. Yes. Yeah. What's your thinks on that, BJ?
Oh yeah,
with Williams being Rookie of the Year.
Well,
and that question's from Adrian. Shout out to Adrian.
Yeah, great question.
Shout out to Adrian. Yeah, great question. That would be awesome if he is Rookie of the Year. I can't go there yet. I can't say he would definitely be Rookie of the Year because I just don't know. I just don't know how everything is going to mash well.
I don't think. Go ahead. I'm sorry, BJ. I don't think we're saying he's guaranteed. I think he's set up to be. He's more set up to be.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Okay.
He can be in that conversation to win it.
Ideally, if he performs well with the talent around him, yeah, sure. I think he could. He's set up perfectly. I mean, honestly, he's set up better than anybody that's coming out of the draft this year playing that position. Because, I mean, he's coming to a team that can win. I'm not saying they can win a Super Bowl, but they can make some noise as far as maybe getting to a postseason. Maybe scaring some teams in the postseason, But
what's your thoughts on Paris on Caleb Rookie of the Year? Is that your expectation?
That is my expectation. I'm not saying I'm not betting he's going to win it, but I think he could be in that conversation to win it. I'm not saying he's going to, but he's going to definitely be in that conversation.
He sure did. A-Train, he did win.
Yeah. Now, as far as what we never seen, as far as I'm saying, a quarterback.
Quarterback. Yeah, got quarterback.
Because Anthony Thomas went nuts that year. That was a great year. The Bears were trash for I don't know how many years. Then they came out of nowhere. that was a special year because that was the year of 9/11 stuff like that. So that was something, man. That was special. But we ain't gonna talk about that playoff game. We'll get to some more of these comments. Smitty with another one right here. Let me pull this up. The Bears are going to be a juggernaut. Last page schedule will have them off and running. Yes, I believe so. I don't know about the juggernaut, but I do expect the Bears to be in position to make the playoffs. What's your thoughts?
I will say this though about Caleb Williams.
Let me go back to that question.
Go ahead,
the
BJ.
Juggernaut spot. Based off of how y'all think that Caleb is going to be generational, if he's going to come in and throw for 4,000 yards his rookie year, the Bears are going to be juggernaut.
Okay.
That's simple.
If that happens, he's winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Oh, of course. But that's not. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think he's going to throw for 4,000 yards. I don't.
No, that ain't happening. Not year one.
Yeah.
Not year one.
Year 2.
Yeah.
Some people believe that, and I mean, he could prove me wrong and do it, but I
won't be shocked by it. I won't be shocked if he did, but I don't see it. Maybe around 35, maybe around 3,030, maybe around 3,700 yards.
It's
I don't know about no
4,000. That's a lot into a rookie quarterback.
So, Paris, you think the Bears are going to be juggernauts? They can potentially be juggernauts starting off because of the last place schedule.
What do I think?
No, I'm saying, Paris. I'm coming to you, Lever. I'm coming to you, Lever. Go ahead, Paris.
Keep
in mind,
I want to say yes, but then
last place schedule, so that helps.
Yeah, having an easier schedule does help. I say we can win about maybe 10 or 11 games.
11.
But y'all got to understand it. But let's understand this though. We play in a tougher division. We got the Packers in front of us, and we got the Lions in front of them. We know our history with the Green Bay Packers. We ain't beating them in the last 10 games. They beaten us every time we face them. And the Lions, they're good. We got to face them. The Minnesota Vikings. I can see us beating their ass twice this year.
We should have beat the Lions twice last year.
We should have beat the Lions twice.
Yeah, we should have beat them. We should have beat them twice last year too.
Go ahead, big homie Pinky. What you think, man?
All right, to answer the question, the Rookie of the Year question.
Okay.
Hell yeah, he gonna win it. What other quarterback in this draft that's going into a better situation than he is?
None.
What other quarterback that's rookies right now is going to have the same weapons he's got?
None.
So damn it, he's going to be doing it, and he's going to have 4,500 yards when it's all said and done.
What if wide receiver wins it though? What if wide receiver wins Rookie of the Year?
Not if it happens. When it happens, I'm going to bring up this video. I'm going to show it to you, BJ and Paris, and I'm going to pop the green.
4,500 yards his rookie year. 4,500 yards.
No.
Hold on. Listen to this. No Bears quarterback in the history of this franchise has thrown for 4,000 yards in a season.
And guess what?
Not even 30 touchdowns. Not even 30 touchdowns though.
No, and you're telling me a rookie is going to come in and throw for 4,500?
Yes.
Man, if that happens, I'm going to play the lottery like crazy.
Pinky, if that happens, bro, I'm drinking some Hennessy, bro. I'm gonna drink some Hennessy for you if that happens, Pinky.
Don't drink that poison.
Go to Costco and get the big bottle. That's all I'm saying. Go to Costco and get the big bottle, bro.
So now
I'm getting the big bottle if that happens.
What about the juggernaut, Pinky? What about the juggernaut? The Bears could be.
I already said that the floor for us was 10-7. That's based off our defense alone. So, based off our defense alone, we can win. We can be 10-7. If you add an element of he eventually just gets it and he comes in right away, this
like CJ. If he has that CJ Stroud type year, oh yeah, we about to go somewhere, boys.
Now, honestly, for me, I honestly think that we go. I feel that we can go 13-4. With the only losses being,
I don't know about that.
The only losses I see us having: San Francisco, 1 to Green Bay, and trying to remember who else is on our schedule this year. We get upset by
the Texans. We got to face them. I think that's an L too.
I know. I have us beating the Texans.
What?
Yeah. I have us beating the Texans.
No. I don't know about that one, brother.
And that's because I think our defense is better than their offense. That's the only reason why. Their defense is still middle of the pack. They're a young defense, and our offense has enough experience to exploit a lot of their, deficiencies. They're tough and they're strong. They're vibrant young defense, but they ain't there yet. Their defense isn't there yet. That's why they lost. So their defense ain't made it here there yet. That's why I say we can beat the Texans still. Our defense
I
has
think we're
enough.
gonna have. I think we're gonna have one of those trap games too. We're gonna lose to a team that we should have beaten.
Yeah, and the team
Y'all know what them trap
those
games.
the teams I have
Yep.
us. I got it all here. The teams I have us losing to are the Packers. I have us losing to the Packers, San Francisco, and the Colts, and what was that other team over there? And I have us losing a fluke game to the Rams. Those are the teams I had us losing to.
But hold up. Let me ask y'all guys, y'all collect
Where we
jerseys.
playing the Rams at, bro? Where we play the Rams at? Is it in L.A. or is it in Chicago?
Chicago, my man. But hold
Okay.
up. Y'all do collect the jerseys and stuff, so I got to give a shout out to Tom's Festive. TC World of Wonders is your holiday headquarters for all your dreams, Chicago sports and jerseys and memorabilia. Check out Tom Festive line of gear and collectibles. You get the collectibles, you stack them. 100 years from now, they might be worth some bread. We might not be here, but your bloodline to get the experience from that. That's a good thing right there,
Yes, sir.
So let's go to some more of these comments. Please keep the comments coming. I really appreciate it, man. You guys are the best. You guys are the super best. So basically, besides BJ he's toning down his expectations for this Bears offense. What do you guys think overall, man? As far as the potential, if everything goes right, I'm gonna fit with you last, BJ, because I already know you not really sold. Because you've been abused so many years, so now you just want to wait and see.
I'm traumatized, man. I'm traumatized.
Facts. Go ahead, Pinky. What you think, man?
For what? What we got? What was the question, bro?
As far as the potential of the offense, because you didn't.
We.
Boy coming back. All right, I'll go ahead and answer that question for him in a second, real quick. So, as far as the potential for the offense, I've already made it clear that I see 145. I see 450. Over 4,500 yards for the quarterback, somewhere between 35 to 40 touchdowns. That's what I see. So, with that being said, I have our offense top 5. I have us having a top 5 offense this year. Honestly. But due to strength of schedule, the quarterbacks that we're playing this year. So with the quarterbacks that with all the quarterbacks we're playing this year, with only a handful of the quarterbacks we're playing actually being worth a damn, I think it makes it easier for us to be a top 5 offense because we're going to get more opportunities. There's going to be a lot more 3 and outs and better field position for us because we're going to get turnovers. We're playing other rookie quarterbacks this year, most likely. So, and the other teams aren't going to be the other teams are not going to be that good. I mean, Arizona, they ain't going to be that good. They still rebuilding.
I think that's gonna be a trap game for us, bro. Remember, man, they beat the Cowboys. They beat the dog. They beat the Cowboys ass last year.
Man, Cowboys.
Lord have mercy.
I got that being a trap game, bro. I got that being a trap game for us. So I think we gonna go to Arizona. We gonna have a bad day, and they gonna beat us. I can see that being a trap. That's gonna be a trap.
Oh, it's gonna be a trap game for them.
I see it.
A game like Washington, we go where DJ go off for like 230 some yards. That's what's gonna happen.
Go ahead. So go ahead, BJ. I'm gonna come to you with your realistic expectations of this Bears offense, man.
So I think the Bears offensively can be top 10, top 12, top 10, top 12, top 10. I think realistically, I think that. That's because
close to 20.
No, I don't think they're gonna be terrible. I don't think so. I think they're gonna be better than I think they're gonna be like 10, 12-ish. I don't think they're gonna be top 5. It's just the system is new to most of them, and you got a rookie quarterback. I just don't see it. Can it happen? Yes, it could happen, but realistically, I don't think it will. I mean, this is everybody's going to be learning a new system. You're going to have new pieces. You know, you have a defensive-minded head coach who I mean, I know he's not calling the plays, but still, you know, I don't know. It's just I don't see them being a top 5 the first year. I think that they have the potential to get there, but not the first year.
All right. Go ahead, Paris.
I'm gonna say around top 15. I don't know if they can be top 10 just yet. You got a bunch of guys. You got those guys. They got to learn how to play together, build that chemistry, and then you got a rookie quarterback, and they got to learn. And they all got to learn a new system. I can't see no top 5 this year. Maybe year 2, but year 1, that's impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
Yeah,
we saw that with CJ Stroud.
Now that defense is gonna be top 5. I think.
Okay. Now I'm thinking.
They have the potential to be.
I'm thinking right out inside the top 10. This is listen. My expectation is high for Caleb Williams. I'm looking at it as he's not a regular. He's not gonna be a regular rookie. You're generational. Be generational. That's my thoughts on it, man. That's my thoughts. Please keep the comments coming. Please keep the comments.
Let me ask y'all something. When y'all say
brother.
generation,
Hey, man, I'm just going on what they saying.
I don't like that generational stuff.
Yeah,
I don't like that generational hype, man. I don't like that.
What is this generational? What does that mean?
Hey,
I'll explain it.
Man, I'm just saying what they saying, man.
When they say generational, they mean something you ain't seen in a very, very, very long time. Meaning it
They
happened.
said this crap about Trevor Lawrence, bro.
Huh?
And he ain't even know. They said this about Trevor Lawrence, bro. They said he was generational talent.
Generational, yeah. I haven't seen nothing generational.
He also didn't walk into a situation like the Bears either. He walked to a team that was absolutely god awful in the Jags.
They still hyped his ass up.
Again, but he also threw for a lot of yards. He still performed very well with the pieces that he was given. Now, his head coach set him back in Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer wrecked him his first year. So
he worked.
We're gonna put that to the side. So technically, he's only got really 2 years of showing us what he got. And he's, learning. He had to learn the whole new system like Justin Fields and everything, though. But he's putting up the yards. He's putting up the stats to back up his moniker of being generational. Now he's got this year to really prove it and actually get them over the hump to do something. But he's earned that moniker because he's playing well enough. The stats are almost backing up that for the most part. Now, generational is things like you see traits in a certain player that you see in pros now that they're excelling at before they even come into the league. Right now, every sports analyst, every, former player, current player, they're all saying the same thing about Caleb. The kid's pro ready. There's one thing you can't teach though is anticipation throws and having a pro mindset. And that's something Caleb has that the other quarterbacks do not have. CJ Stroud had a pro mindset, and you saw it translate over to the Texans. His numbers and stuff and his winning may not have shown in college, but he had a pro's mindset. He ran a pro-style offense as well. Same with Caleb. They say it's a gimmick offense, but it was more of a pro-style offense. The things that you run and do in that offense translates to the NFL. He does it better than any other quarterback that's run that system. A la Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, so on and so forth, that's running the Lincoln Riley system. He is phenomenal because the difference between just throwing to a talented receiver and just having all the stuff is the fact that when stuff broke down, he was able to throw receivers open, diagnose the defenses, and make the killer play when it was needed. Now, yes, he may have lost some games this year, but guess what? When you've put up over 30 points in every game of your career almost, in your worst game, you put up 31 points. I'm sorry, that is phenomenal. You should be winning those games if you score more than 30 points. It's not his fault.
But then when his defense didn't give up over 30 points, they're undefeated when this team did not give up 34 plus points.
Well, that's college football altogether, though, man.
I'm just saying. You see what happens. The man can get you the points. He will score. So, but like like this person saying, outside the stats, you see.
That's what I was just about to get to. Outside the stats, what do you guys need to see on the field from Caleb to be convinced he's that dude? Go ahead, BJ. Let's start with you.
I knew you were gonna come.
Yeah.
So I do think he's gonna be that dude. I just don't know if he's going to be a stud right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? I just it's a rookie. It's just hard for me to put so much faith in a rookie like that. But to answer the question, to what's going to convince me is if he's mature enough to handle that leader. Well, I'm not saying he's not a leader, but I'm just saying in the NFL, being a leader amongst men it's going to be. And then you got men that are older than you that you know feel like they the man. You know, so you have to take control of that locker room. So can he take control of that locker room his rookie year and put up gaudy numbers? If he can do that, then you know we got ourselves something special. I think he eventually can get there. I just don't know if he can do it his rookie year. It's just hard
Pinky.
to.
What's your thoughts on that, Pinky?
For me, will be his first game. If he goes out there his first game of the season and drops over 300 yards on that team's head, win or lose, he that dude. Because that's going to show me he ready. That's all it's going to take. And I guarantee you, every fan in there they're gonna be folding and hanging up them Fields jerseys all nice and neat. The second they see a 3 in front of anything by a quarterback stat, they gonna start rolling out red carpet for this brother. He'll never have to pay for a steak in his life. I guarantee you, his first game when he throws for over 300 yards, win or lose that game, that's gonna tell me he that dude. I don't care who they playing. He do that. He that dude. Now, granted, it'd be a lot easier because he's got DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, but we were also saying that when Fields had DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. So there's a difference. Now, if he can do that with them being a rookie, he go out there, he step on the field, and he light up a defense for 300 yards. Hey, look, he done did what he already further along than any Bears quarterback we've had in a long time. Because he only has to have 6 300-yard games to break the record for Chicago Bears for a single season game, 300-yard games.
But you guys do realize that the NFL is a lot faster than college. It's a lot faster.
Of course.
And so
tell that to C.J. Stroud. Tell that to Anthony Richardson.
But C.J. Stroud is not. That's not a normal occurrence. That don't happen every year. That's just not something normal. So I mean, can it be done? Yes. But if you had the odds on it to happen, I don't think the odds are in Caleb's favor to be a flat out stud his rookie year. Now, if you want to go by this generational talent, quote unquote generational, then you know, I guess you believe in those odds. You believe that those odds are in his favor. But
I like what Smitty said too here. His moment coming to come back, that he plays a bad intentionally and then engineers a great W.
Yeah, that's a good point. Paris, what you think, man? What would convince you that he is that dude?
Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like just in a game?
What do you need to see from him to convince you that he's that guy?
I want to see a couple. I do want to see I want to see some 300-yard passing games. That's for sure. I want to see that. I want to see some game-winning drives. But I mean is that actually too much for a rookie quarterback though? A couple of game-winning drives, a couple 300-yard games, win or lose. If he beat a team like the Green Bay Packers, I'm gonna tell you that right now, he that dude.
Okay.
If he can be if he can be one of our division rivals, yeah, that's gonna convince me right there. Matter of fact, the first game, what Pink just said, if he come out balling, I mean, remember Cam Newton? Cam Newton threw for 400 yards his very first game. They still lost. I think they still lost that game, but he threw for 400. Man, if I see Kel put up numbers like that the very first game, yeah, I'm convinced. I may just buy his jersey, bro.
How many times has
Right
that ever
then and there.
happened, though? How many times has that ever happened?
Now that really happens. You right.
Right. So I mean,
Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson.
Their very first game.
Their very first games, they threw for over 300 yards.
Okay.
The only one right now, Cam Newton's the only one to hold the record for the most yards thrown in his very first game as a rookie. CJ Stroud threw for over 300 yards in his first game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
No, I don't think so. I think he had his first game. I think he had a no. That was I'm sorry. That was the preseason game that he had a rough preseason game. But I think the first game he actually stepped up to the plate. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get me lying. But I
take it back. It was 264 yards. He came close.
Okay, it was close. It wasn't. Justin Fields been close a lot of times, but
if I'm being realistic though, I'm being realistic about Caleb Williams, man, I gotta see how he looks in year 3. Year 3 will be the year when you know you have your quarterback. Because we seen these QBs have one. We seen these QBs have one good year, and after that they fell off.
Year 3.
Well, no. I think it's going to. I think it has to be sooner than that because this is the number 1 overall pick. So he's going to have to show that he is the quarterback at least by the end of his rookie year. At the end of his rookie year, he should have. It should be no doubt that he is going to be the leader of this team. It's got to be. It's got to be. Especially with the history that the Bears have with quarterbacks. We need some reassurance.
Y'all ready for that, huh?
Yes.
Just to have a quarterback that you can go.
I mean, yeah, he's the number 1 overall pick, but I've seen quarterbacks come here, have one good year, and after that, they sucked after that. But this is a number 1 overall pick, though. So yeah, I get what y'all trying to say.
And Smitty also brought up another good point. It was a little bit further back. The teams, let me bring it up because I want to make sure I quote it right. So let me quickly find that real quick. Because it kind of goes into what I was talking about, kind of like with the Texans being good. And it's not just that it's an anomaly. There's data behind what the Texans did with their rookie quarterback. So teams with 2 first-round picks have made the playoffs the next year 61%, and 40% were in the championship game within 3 years. Now, the difference between those teams that had 2 first-round picks, they were teams that were like dead last in the division, had 4 some losses, like the Texans had. However, they didn't have the situation that the Bears had. They didn't have like the first overall pick and then another top 10 pick like that. They were both picking like, 4th and 5th or 2nd and 4th or something like that. They had some good top 5 picks, but the Texans had to trade up to get those 2 top 10 picks. So they had an initial, I think they were
They didn't trade up for CJ Stroud.
They did trade CJ Stroud. They traded him 2nd overall, and then they traded up to number 3 with Arizona to get.
Yeah, they traded up to get Will Anderson, but they didn't trade up for CJ Stroud though, didn't they?
Yeah.
They traded up to get Will Anderson.
Yeah, they traded up. Yeah, but I'm saying they had to trade up. They initially didn't have 2 top 10 picks. They had 2 first-round picks, but they didn't have 2 top 10 picks.
So I give now. Okay, I'm not. Yep.
They had an extra first rounder, but it was from another team. They used it and wheeled and deal with Arizona to get up back to 3, to get into 3 to trade with them. So I think they had the 12th overall pick as well. They had the 2nd and the 12th, and they traded all the way up from 12 to 3 to get Will Anderson. The Bears don't have to worry about doing that. We have 2 top 10 picks. We're in the top 10. So, but
And
my
hopefully
thing
this
is,
is the last time we are in the top 10. Hopefully.
yeah. So, and the thing is, with that stat that Smitty put out there, which is a great stat, by the way. Thank you for bringing that up, Smitty. That's kind of, that's good. That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Thing with that stat is that that there's data behind it. Like there's a lot of data behind it. I'm trying to think of the last teams to do that have had that success, and the teams I can think of are San Francisco, Philadelphia Eagles. Prior to that, the Dallas Cowboys had that situation, but they use it on offensive linemen and stuff like that. And now recently the Texans, now us. So and there's another stat that he just put out there in modern history.
First game, Cam, Trevor Lawrence, RG3, Justin Herbert, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kyler Murray. That's what I'm saying right there. There's no reason why Caleb Williams can't do what these guys have done, man, and more. He's set up, man. He got the 2 number 1 receivers. In my opinion, a guy that's about to get into the top 5 tight end position. In my opinion, I think he's about to blow up even more.
Yeah,
and this team has got better, reasonable coaching. You don't have no suspect offensive coordinator anymore.
Thank God.
The thing is,
thank you, Jesus. I don't even know how he got a job, bro. How did he get another job, man?
Because
how the hell he get another job?
The Bears had a monster running game his whole time here. That's why.
And then he got another job because there wasn't nobody else.
And then you got to understand who Antonio Pierce is. He's an old school type of guy. Play defense, run the ball. Something that the Bears offense did great. Like run the ball when what's name was on OC. So that's why he got hired by the Raiders. Because of who Antonio Pierce is, how he wants to play football.
Yeah.
It's old school, run the ball, defense. That's what it is, man.
Yep.
He'll be going after this year. Guaranteed.
Now, you notice something with that Smitty put up there about that modern history? What's the common denominator with the quarterbacks that's on that list?
RG3 is no longer in the league.
Huh?
He's a running quarterback. RG3?
No.
Cam is not in there either.
Yes, Cam. Of all these quarterbacks that have thrown over 300 yards in their first game, Cam Newton, Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Murray, all first overall picks.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Okay.
It's not that rare, and that's just a modern history I'm trying to explain to you.
Big up to Smitty, man. Big up to Smitty. Appreciate all this, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Much
Smitty just helping out. He just helping out my argument right now. But the thing is, like, Cam, he's definitely a generational quarterback in his own way. Trevor Lawrence is considered a generational quarterback. Now, Kyler Murray, but that he can't help the circumstances around him with the team he went to. But he has generational type talent with that arm. And he proved it by throwing for over 300 yards his very first game. So, but these are, of all these quarterbacks that are on that list, 3 of them are first round picks. There's nothing to say that Caleb can't do it, and he's in a better situation than every single one of these guys that's on this list. Every single one of these guys that got drafted were drafted by teams that had 3 wins or less the year before. Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is the first quarterback. Is going to be the first quarterback drafted first overall to a team with more than 5 wins. Ever. There's no team ever drafted first overall that had the first overall pick a quarterback with a team that had more than 5 wins. It's never happened.
We only got this pick because of another team.
Well, I'm just saying, but he's going to be the first quarterback that had that luxury. He's going to a team that's not that bad.
We get some shout. Whoever Facebook user, shout out to being in the comments, man.
Yes, sir.
I feel like the Bears are going to shock everyone, be excellent, not only make the playoffs, but a team that no other team wants to see in the playoffs. Super Bowl, no, but contender, yes. Me personally, let me start off with that. I'm looking at 9-10 wins, contender. But next year it's go time. That's my
Yeah, we ain't
feeling.
gonna be no Super Bowl contender next year.
Go ahead, Paris. I'm gonna start with you, Paris. Go ahead. What you think with that? What I just read out for the comment from Facebook user. Appreciate it. Much love.
Oh no, they're not gonna be no Super Bowl contender next year. 20 and now this year two, yeah, I expect it.
Okay.
Either a Super Bowl or at least a trip to the NFC Championship game. That's gonna be my high expectation for year two.
Yeah, too. Okay.
Yep.
My man BJ, well, go ahead. Go ahead and knock us back down to reality, man.
So this year, no, I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders this year. No, I think they are borderline playoff contenders. I think if they do get into the playoffs, now they'll be a team to cause some havoc. I don't think that they'll make a deep run, but I think they can give some teams some scare. I think they can scare teams if they can get in. But maybe second year. Now I'm thinking, yeah, they, and it all depends. I'm always skeptical about saying they're going to to the Super Bowl. I used to think that way, but I've always had my heart broken. So I'm being more rational about it. So I think that if we could keep the core together, because meaning Keenan Allen may not be here next year. So that's something that we got to.
The receiver.
Yeah, I get that, but it all. I mean, but that goes into it too. If we don't have Keenan Allen, we have a rookie receiver next year to be a sophomore. How well they adapt to the. It just all has to mesh well. If it meshes well, if Caleb plays like everybody is expecting him to play, the Bears are set up to be potential contenders, not this year, but starting next year for many years to come, I believe. Because I think the defense is going to be stacked. They already stacked. I think they're going to be even deeper as the years go on.
All right, go ahead.
So my expectations this year is we're gonna make a deep playoff run. I got us winning one or two playoff games.
Nice.
Get bopped on the side out here. So I see what happening, and I say that because of the strength of schedule, who we may be playing.
How far you think we go?
The NFC is underratedly weak this year. People overestimating a lot of these teams in the NFC that they shouldn't be. We're giving too much. A lot of people are giving too much fluff for these teams that are in the NFC.
You got a couple of tough teams in the NFC, bro. You got the Niners, you got the Lions. I think the Eagles is going to even bounce back.
I think the Lions are kind of overrated, though. I think the Lions are overrated.
Like I said, the Lions we've beaten. You can't say a team is better than us just because they made it so far with their record this year. They also had one of the weakest schedules last year.
Okay,
now, they got so let's see a tougher schedule. So and on top of that, we still beat them. We should have beat them twice, but we beat them. So I'm not afraid of a team that we've actually beat. You can't beat. And minus the Fields injury against Minnesota, we beat them twice too. So I'm definitely damn sure ain't worried about Minnesota. The only team I'm worried about in our division is the team that we haven't beaten in the last 10, 11 games, and that's the Packers. We beat them. We ain't got to worry about them no more because they beat them. Our defense can prove that because we held them to their two lowest point totals all season.
Okay, but all right, I want to get to this comment right here from the Facebook user. Again, I appreciate you. Keep coming. You guys keep saying they should make the playoffs, then say they can't be contenders. Now I got to believe you are a playoff team that makes you contender. Not necessarily, because we've seen teams make the playoffs and just shit the bed that we knew, like the Vikings a few years ago.
Hell, the Bears made the playoffs in 2020, and they were trash.
When the Vikings were 13-4 with the year before last, everyone knew that was fraudulent. And we've seen what happened to them when they got to the first round of the playoff. They got knocked out by the Giants. So you can absolutely be a playoff team, but not a real true contender that anybody's really worried about. That's why I see the Bears. I see the Bears getting in the playoffs, but as far as contender that I can say, they can do this.
If we get in there, we need to win a playoff game.
Anything. You get hot. but
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't see us just winning a playoff game. I see us winning our division this year. I don't see us not winning the division. We are going to win the division. 5-1 is the record. And then we are going we're going to go 13-4, win our division, most likely the second or third seed, or hopefully by the grace of God, we're the 1 seed. But I am giving more homage and respect to San Francisco being the 1 seed, at least how I had it wrote out in my brackets. And so,
How y'all feel about the Eagles? Y'all think the Eagles gonna bounce back this year? Because they're
no,
gonna be another tough team if they bounce back.
I think the Eagles will bounce back. I think they're too talented not to. I think the Eagles will
Yeah,
bounce back.
they're
bounce
gonna be.
back as
They
far as
ain't gonna
maybe
be.
winning
They,
a
they
division.
ain't,
I mean, they can win a division, but them being the powerhouse in the NFC, no. And I only say that because they won't have Kelsey with them anymore. They've lost a couple of guys on the offensive line. They're trading away Hassan Reddick. Thank the Lord, we ain't gonna worry about him chasing our quarterback around. And most of their secondary is gone too. We got their safety, and he's already admitted that they had no business. None of them knew what they was doing out there, and now they got they got Vic Fangio coming back, but isn't he kind of past his prime because he didn't really do too much for Miami? Let's face it, we saw what happened to them.
Well, Miami's
his best years.
defense was Miami's defense was a little banged up. They lost a lot of people.
And then remember Jalen Ramsey? He started the season
DJ,
off
DJ gotta
injured.
get his
tired
turn.
of getting his heart broken. I think every Bears fan is tired of getting their heart broken. It's just the excitement, but the excitement is not
Yeah.
behind.
I can't get excited,
He's
man.
not going
I
to
can't
forget.
get excited.
He's not going to forget.
I refuse to get
Being a
excited
Bears
until I
fan is
see
like being
something.
in
I feel
a
you though.
relationship.
Well, I guess
I
I
understand
love
that.
being abused. Then, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm
Well,
like,
hold up. But Phil, let me ask you because we got high expectations, but the one thing that I still concerns me is Matt Eberflus as managing the whole team. Now, defensive wise, I think he's going to continue the stretch that he did, but that's
Not
still
you. When I said this,
I'm still
when I said this
uncomfortable.
in the
No, hold on. I'm still uncomfortable with him being brought in on the lame duck because that's what he is with a rookie quarterback. I don't want to see that circle keep going again and again and again and again and again.
that's one thing that scares me right now.
It's
We
not.
can't keep we cannot keep bringing in these rookie quarterbacks and then fire the head coach after that. We did this 3 times already. We did it with Justin Fields. We did it with Trubisky. And remember when we drafted Rex Grossman, Lovie Smith wasn't the head coach. We drafted Rex Grossman in 2003. We hired Lovie in 2004, bro. So we done this 3 times already. I'm not trying to do this for no 4th straight time. If we drafted Caleb Williams, Foos needs to be the head coach. He needs to be the head coach.
I agree. Extended. What you think, BJ?
Well, I think if the Bears don't want to repeat their cycle, you know, you got to put confidence in your coach, and you got to, at least give them an opportunity to try to win. But see, here's the thing. I think the Bears are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I say that because, you don't want them to repeat the same thing, but I don't know if Eberflus it was the right choice. I don't know if he was the right choice, and I say that because, and not to say that he's not a good coach, but I don't know if he's the right head coach to make the decision for the whole team instead of just the defense, because a lot of decisions he made last season cost us the game.
That's
It cost us the game, and if by him being a coach this year, if he's still, he's still going to have that same mindset, so he's still going to make those same decisions. So if we're in a tight game, does he make those, same boneheaded decisions that cost us the game?
Okay.
So,
and
I don't know.
We're gonna lead out with you, Pinky. This last one, man. What's your thoughts on Matt Eberflus? As far as being the team, is it possible he could be the one holding the Bears back? With everything the team is stacked. I don't care what nobody
I
say.
don't know about
On
that.
paper.
The
Are you
thing
concerned
is with
about that?
everyone, I think the fact that everyone's so caught up with the past, they're afraid to step into the future, and people forget that.
You've been burnt so many times.
I understand
It
it, but
just happened last year. It
changes.
ain't that far off.
Think of all the changes we've made, though. We're the first time we get a GM who literally has full autonomy of the team, where he can actually do his job. The first time we've actually had a GM who was allowed to strip this team. He stripped it down to the studs. He did what he said he was going to do. He hires an assistant GM. The first time in this franchise's history. We're having a lot of firsts with this team in this new regime. This new regime isn't the old regime, and that's the problem. We're treating this new regime like it's still the old regime because it may be fresh in our head, but we have to realize we have made so many changes in such a short period of time. To think that we are still going to do the same old thing is kind of like the definition of insanity. We as fans are doing this to ourselves. We're not allowing them to show that the changes have been made. We aren't looking at the changes that are being made. We actually set up an actual winning foundation for any quarterback to come into. We can't say that about the old regimes. And he mentioned continuity starts with the front office and trickles down, which means the head coach is part of that trickle-down effect of keeping the same culture. Matt Eberflus built this culture, whether the wins were there or not. He built a culture that is sustainable. And clearly the defense and the guys that are on the offense that are still on his team have bought in. And you cannot get rid of him, and they will not get rid of him because they are showing that the results will come. Patience is a virtue. They're taking a page out of the team that we keep trading with, the Steelers.
Hold on.
Steelers.
You the voice of reason, man, but you just said patience to Bear fans, bro.
Look, we've been losing, but the thing is, we've been losing for so long that we aren't understanding that we don't have that dysfunction where the cycle is going to be repeated. So the winning will start coming. We have to open up our minds to it now. We have to get over the fact that the Ryan Paces of the Jerry Angelos of the world, they're not in the building anymore.
I can tell you right now, if we lose this first game, them fans is gonna be saying, "Fire everyone, fire the owners, fire everyone." Watch, I can see it right now.
And guess what's happened in the past? The problem in the past is that the ownership, the McCaskies, have listened to those fans in the past. And where's that gotten us? We finally have a GM that's like, no, bump that, F these fans and what their feelings are at the moment. I know what I'm doing because I came from a place that got me rings. Something that the Bears ain't
I'm not concerned about Poles getting fired. I'm concerned about him getting fired. It's Flus who I'm concerned about getting fired because we can't keep repeating this same cycle where
Look, the way I see it, you don't go get a new fresh haircut and look like that if you finna get fired. Plain and simple. You ain't getting fired. The man ain't going nowhere.
I need to see what he can do as a head coach, not just a defensive coordinator. I need him to be a head coach.
Think about it. This man was being a head coach and calling plays after having to get rid of more than half his offensive staff because he made a mistake, and he admitted to it. He admitted, I hired the wrong people. I need to reevaluate myself on how I hire people and who I bring into the building. He brought his friends in, and he realized he can't just hire your friends because guess what? They effed up. So now he goes about
Nagy did the same shit. He did the same thing. Bought his friends with him.
Who?
Nagy. He bought his friends with him.
Nagy was another terrible coach. He was another terrible coach.
Again, like I said though, the issue that he brought his friends in, but this time he cut the court loose with those guys though. He fired them and brought in superstars as far as coaches are concerned. He brought in two guys who are supposed to be head coaches now, but turned them down to be part of this staff. That don't happen by accident. I'm sorry, but if you were slated to be a head coach, ain't no damn way in hell you go and take a demotion somewhere else, regardless of how much more you're getting paid. You go there because you know you have a better chance of winning there. That's why you take it. Or you got a better opportunity getting a better coaching job somewhere else. That's the only reason I would see them taking those positions. And I'm talking about Brian. I'm talking about Thomas, the guy who Thomas Brown, I believe his name is, who's the running backs coordinator for us now, and Shane Waldron. Two guys who turned down very high-profile coaching jobs said, "Nah, I'm straight. I want to go to Chicago. It's a big city." You know what's going to happen if these men decide to go ahead and pull off a top 5 offense? You don't think they motivated to pull that off? Because you know what they're going to look like? Gods. Because Chicago ain't never seen nothing like that. They go in here and break single season records in Chicago with a rookie quarterback. Oh, it's on and popping. Shane Waldron going to be a head coach. Tom is going to be our new offensive coordinator. And in 2-3 years from now, he going to be a head coach somewhere.
That's what's
promise
up.
I want Shane Waldron leaving 1 year. I need Shane Waldron sticking around for at least 2-3 years, man. He can't leave after only 1 year.
He's out of there.
I think
If
it's
he
Shane
does well,
Waldron.
he's out of there.
The reason why we brought in Thomas, the reason
Not
why
in year one though. In year one, he's gone.
Yeah, because Brian Thomas,
if he does well, he's gone. He's gone.
knows the offense. The guy that's our running backs coordinator, look him up.
Man,
Brian Thomas has been with this offense. He's run the same offense under Shane Waldron. They run the exact same offense. He just has small, different wrinkles to it. He's there to absorb more of Shane Waldron's knowledge. Shane Waldron's there just to teach him the ropes, to teach him how to do the play call in there, and he's going to lead to the next. He's going to be on the first plane smoking. When the second that quarterback hit the 4,000-yard mark, he all right, I got my new head coaching job. I'm going to go ahead and take that once we done in the playoffs. He gone. I promise you. Shane Waldron went here. He here to coach up the staff, get the system in place, and Tom's going to take over. That's what's going to happen. You mark my word.
Yo, Pinky coming in hot, man. I appreciate it, man. It's closing time, man. Once again, I appreciate everybody in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And we on all week, Chicago Sportscast, man. I appreciate every last one. I appreciate you guys, Paris, BJ, my man, the voice, BJ keeping us even hill, like, slow down. And the voice of reasoning, Pinky, the voice of reasoning, getting us all hyped, man. I really appreciate it, man. But I appreciate y'all. Good night, man. Signing off.
Yes, sir. Peace, love, and happiness.
Every Thursday.
Yeah.
Please come back. Draft week next week, man. Y'all enjoy y'all draft.
Oh, tell me.
I'm gonna be at my homeboy's house watching the draft next week. He a Vikings fan, of course. So
yeah, prayers up for me, guys. I'm having my foot surgery then that day. You know what I'm saying? So
prayers.
Like I said, I'm still gonna have my my tequila and my Hennessy there.
Stay away from the Hennessy. Stay away, man.
No.
Poison.
Poison. It's delicious poison.
Oh yeah, Pinky. I already told you, Pinky. Hey, if Caleb puts up big numbers, man, I told you I'm gonna drink that Hennessy for you, dog. I ain't forgot about that.
Away from it. All right, fellas, bear down, fellas. Peace.
All right.
Like and subscribe. Like
all day long.
Yes, sir.